Most people when they are learning TIG welding position their head like this here. But can you see what's wrong with this? If somebody does this, they're gonna struggle the entire time. But I teach people to move their head right here instead, and things get instantly easier. Let me show you why. You may not see the problem right away, but you're looking at it right here. Can you see it? We can see that with the way I am set up right now, I'm set up pretty much with my body centered to the welding area that I'm about to buzz a pass down on. The way that I'm looking at my welding path, I'm pretty much 90 degrees to it, and I'm welding across the line of my sight. The trick about this, that's almost like a cruel trick, is when somebody's first learning TIG welding, it actually seems like this is the most comfortable way to set up. Everything is good and easy to see at the start, but here's what starts happening when somebody starts running their passes like this. Like I mentioned, everything looks great and feels great at first, but then as they start to advance like this, they're gonna lose this perspective that they're seeing from. All of a sudden, the line of sight isn't as good as it was at the start. Look at my textbook here. I put a huge emphasis on hand posture and travel comfort. This is going to make sure that your vision and your comfort is rock solid as you're traveling, no matter what joint you're learning in the book here. It's kind of like this example right here. One football player is about to throw the ball to the other, but the other person is starting to run. The play starts, but the quarterback throws it to where they were standing at the start of the play. Bad throw. Boo. It's kind of exactly the same as what we're looking at here. We are putting ourselves in a position that's going to be perfect for where we start. But as things progress, this mismatch between the welding and your perspective becomes greater and greater. When somebody's set up for a more intricate joint like a fillet pass, outside corner work, the problem is massive inconsistency with the results. Things may look good for the first little bit, but then as things become a little bit more challenging and tougher to see, your hand starts getting uncomfortable, all of a sudden the results are going to drop off and the results are going to be way more sketchy and way more sketchier. When people are dealing with discomfort or results that are inconsistent, here's what I teach my students. And again, pick up one of these textbooks or check out the programs on my website. There's free stuff there as well. What you're going to do is reposition so that your head is set up near the end of the pass, not the start. This way, as you start advancing along the welding pass or the welding joint, whatever you're doing, your vision is going to cover the entire thing, even at the finish. Things may seem a little further away at the start, but then as you advance, everything's going to line up perfectly and you're going to remain comfortable the entire time. You're going to see much more clearly. This is especially helpful for some more challenging passes when your hands may be fatigued near the end of it. Being able to see clearly at this point is going to save you a world of trouble, and this is going to increase the consistency of your welding by a lot. Let's go back to the example of our football players. As the play starts and this dude starts to run, the quarterback's throw doesn't go to where they started. Throw it to where the other dude is going to end up. Pass is complete. They win the Super Bowl. Is that right? I'm from Canada. All I know is hockey. With hockey though, the same passing rules apply, but then you also drop your gloves and go fight a guy. So I guess this football analogy makes more sense. Here's what fixing this is going to help you with. The leading edge of your puddle is one of the most important things to pay attention to as you're welding, so you need to see it the whole time. This is where it is key to get the filler material lined up and put into the puddle correctly. Take a look at the pages in my textbook for this. You can see this all laid out clearly. It's super important, but this is going to be much more difficult to do if you can't see clearly or if you have your hands in the way of your vision. If you're just learning, one of the most important things that I teach my students, as well as I teach in this textbook here, is to follow along with scribe lines. This is going to make it much easier to see and follow a straight line as you're welding. And if you're looking at your welding like this from a vantage point like this here, it's going to be much easier to follow the line and see clearly. If you're working like a joint configuration that is a little bit more intricate like this one here, you can imagine how tricky it would be to follow along and keep good consistency to your pass if you weren't able to follow along clearly. Positioning yourself ahead of the welding pass along where you're going to finish, somewhere along a 45-degree angle relative to the welding direction. This is how you keep good consistency with stuff that's a little more advanced like this here. But I guarantee this is going to help you to learn a lot quicker and give you more consistent results overall. Like I mentioned, even from really simple exercises where you're just getting started to even more advanced stuff, the goal is robotic consistency that starts out and stays the same the whole way to the end of the pass. I teach you all this stuff in my textbook that I wrote here. I built the best TIG welding school on my website, whether you want to enroll in a complete curriculum that you keep for life or grab one of these beautiful brand new hardcover textbooks that I designed myself and printed here in Canada. Head on over to my website, pick up one of these books. It's the best way to support what I'm doing here with my business. Again, there's free classes, free downloads on my website. Go fill your boots and get welding. And please do a random act of kindness for a stranger today. I mean it. My name is Dusty James. Fill and chill. We'll talk soon. Peace.